I'm here with Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin, and these two ladies have an awesome podcast known as Just Between Us. And one of the things that you talk about and share quite a bit with your audience is your female friendship and the importance of female friendship. And I love this topic, especially right now, because my life is surrounded by dudes, right? I'm married, I see my husband more than anyone. I work with a team of men.
Yeah.
Like everyone in the main show team is male.
I'm so sorry.
No, but I do well in that environment. I'm used to it, especially as someone who's vocal in politics. I think that unfortunately right now that just comes along with the territory. But female friendship is super important. And I hadn't seen my best friend Lauren in like 2 weeks. And I was like, I need estrogen in my life, please, please. And it just kind of helps ground me, you know? So talk to me a little bit about what it's like to maintain female friendships in the Trump era.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Like we've kind of, when we started out, we were more odd couple, and now we've sort of merged into just these people who are like, this is terrible what's going on. And she's like, it's terrible what's going on. Like, it's been nice to have like validation and like someone who can talk to me about these things, talk me down, I think sometimes.
So Allison, why were you the odd couple?
I mean, historically for the YouTube channel, when we started it, you know, that was sort of the genre of comedy we were playing into. So I was like the uptight prude, and she was like the very loud, like polyamorous,
queer feminist. Yeah.
And so, you know, I think that at the beginning of the channel, it was very much a focus on comedy, and we've now moved into being more of ourselves and more talking about things that matter to us. And a huge part of that is politics and the political climate and what it means right now to be a woman. Terrifying. But I also feel like the fact that we, you know, if you look at our podcast reviews, it's like 70% 5-star and then 30% 1-star from people who are just so mad that we hate Republicans.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge thing. That was a huge thing. Yeah. It was our first episode. We came in hot.
We came in hot. I think within 3 minutes, I said, if you're a Republican, get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to touch on that a little bit, because what do you do if you find yourself in a situation where a longtime friend of yours happens to be a Trump supporter?
They're not my friend.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Bye.
I don't see how I would have ever become friends with them. I think it's probably more common with a family member, but to me, the relationship is no longer the same.
Yeah.
So I totally hear what you ladies are saying. I would be lying if I said that there's anyone in my life who's close to me who is a Trump supporter. There are some family members who I minimize contact with because the conversations get so hateful and uncomfortable. But then at the same time, I think about how polarized everything is and how we're so divided. Is there any way to still try to reach across the aisle and speak to the other side and kind of understand their perspective? Is there ever a point on the other side that could sway us to still maintain some of these friendships?
I don't know, because you're really showing what you value. I mean,
Right.
even if you're a Republican for fiscal reasons, taxes, whatever, you're showing that you're okay with child separation. You're okay with restricting women's reproductive rights or people with uteruses reproductive rights. You're okay with racism, like, and those things. We were talking about how it's like, oh, well, you know, it's just politics. And I'm like, oh, right. It's just like
Everything
your core
you care
beliefs,
about.
your values, like who you are as a person. It's like, yeah, that's what you decide. That's what you decide friendships on.
That's actually my philosophy on it. I think that your politics, if you're informed and you're politically aware and you've chosen a side and that side is Donald Trump, it says something about who you are as a person.
Absolutely.
And I think that makes it difficult to maintain a friendship.
And as two Jews, this time is especially very scary for us because Nazi Germany did not happen overnight.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like one day everyone was like chill with the Jews and the next day it was like they were in concentration camps. It's this narrative of us versus them, that there's lower class citizens, that there's like, we have to protect us against these people. And if you don't become vocal now, it's gonna be too late. And anyone who like won't acknowledge that is either lying to themselves or just someone I can't connect to.
And we were talking about, even if it's someone who's like, oh, I just don't pay attention to politics, at this particular time, that says something about you too that makes me not want to be friends with you.
That's really interesting. And I think a lot of people can relate. Final question, how has female friendships or friendships in general, helped in this really devastating political time for people on the left.
I mean, we'll probably get a ton of hate from what we just said, and then we'll get to text each other going, but we were right? So that's how it helps.
Yeah,
I hear
it's
you.
been nice to surround myself with community, and whether that's like being friends with women or specifically the queer community in Los Angeles has been wonderful. Like, I think it's kind of validating from the gaslighting we're all going through as a country.
Yes.